Get your gun, get your gun, get your gun.
Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you and me. Every son of liberty.
Hurry right away, no delay, go today.
Make your daddy glad to have had such a lad. Tell your sweetheart not to mind, to be proud their boys in line. Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums roll coming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of our Congress series. Yeah, you guys know what this point in American history. Today we are talking about the 65th Congress, which was in session from 1917 to 1919. We got a lot to cover today, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. How many sessions were there in this Congress? 3, and a special one. In the House, we have 435 members. So, here's the thing. The party with the most seats are the Republicans, but the Democrats have a coalition which has the majority of members. So it's still a Democratic majority in the House, but it's a coalition. You'll see why in a little bit. Excuse me. The Speaker is Champ Clark, who is a Democrat. And this is what I was talking about a little bit ago. The Republicans have 212 seats. They have the most seats, but not the majority. The majority goes to a coalition led by the Democrats, which have 211 seats. They have the coalition with the next two parties, which we will talk about right now. Let's see here if I can remember what the name of the party was. Okay. We have 3 progressives, which again are part of the coalition, and 1 socialist, which is part of the coalition. So you got the Democrats, progressives, and socialists together forming the coalition. And the coalition has the majority in the House. We have 1 prohibition from the Prohibition Party. Yeah, this was around the time before the amendment that outlaws alcohol, which we will talk about on a later episode. Stay tuned. More likely tomorrow, but you'll see. And we also have 6 vacancies. Alright, over in the Senate, we have 96 members. Again, divide that in half to see how many seats we have. We have 48. The President of the Senate, which again is the Vice President, as we always say, is Thomas Marshall, who is a Democrat. The President pro tempore is, move my cursor out of the way, Willard Salisbury Jr., who is a Democrat. And the makeup of the Senate, well, it's a really, really close majority. Democrats still have the majority, but it's a slight majority by 1. And there's like a gnat flying around here. Which, by the way, we're in a new location where I'm recording. I'm here on the front porch. And this week's episodes will be right here on the front porch. Speaking of which, also, this video, as well as the videos from Wednesday and Thursday, were in black and white. Yeah. So, hopefully you guys like that. And yeah, there's also no war sounds in this episode 2 that we had in the last 2 episodes of our Congress series. Because, you know, World War I, gotta have war sounds. Because, you know, it was before we got involved in the war in Europe. Until, well, we'll get there in a sec. Anyways, Democrats have 49 seats, and Republicans have 47. So yeah, Democrats still have the majority, but it's a slight majority. By 1. Major thing that happened in this Congress? Well, again, I guess I kind of spoiled it a little bit. Especially with the song I played at the beginning. The United States joins the Allies in World War I with a declaration of war against the German Empire, which is also the Second Reich, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Now, the Austro-Hungarian Empire is, I think it's the third or so most powerful country in Europe at the time. Something like that, I don't know. It was also pretty big, too. It was one of the biggest empires in Europe at the time. Now, the German Empire, I said it was the Second Reich. As of right now, in German history, there's only been 3 Reichs. Although some say that the 4th might also be happening, like, right now. Maybe. That's debatable, but it's also controversial. You see, the First Reich of Germany would have to be the Holy Roman Empire, which started, I think, in 708 AD until 1806. Basically, the Holy Roman Empire lasted for a couple centuries. I think, if I'm doing my math correctly, at least 8 or 9 centuries. So yeah, the Holy Roman Empire, and to keep things short, it was a group and collection of several little small kingdoms and duchies, and also small countries, that have a holy emperor, or Emperor of the Romans, from the old Roman Empire. Or I should say the Western Roman Empire. Because after the Eastern Roman Empire collapsed and became the Byzantine Empire, which collapsed from the Ottoman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire kind of saw them as the actual successors of the Roman Empire, or at least the Western Roman Empire. And then a couple hundred years later, actually about 90 some years later, something like that, you get the German Empire, which has 3 colors on their flag: black, white, and red. Yeah. And then the Third Reich, obviously, you guys know it, it's the Nazis, which we'll talk about later on this month. When? Soon. So, yeah. That's all I got for now. One thing I should also mention, sorry, I know I feel like I'm rambling, and I kind of am. I also took the liberty of looking up what the actual vote of war in both houses of Congress, and like in total overall, for all the declared wars up until now. We'll skip World War II, because we'll eventually get there later on in the month, so don't worry about that. Yeah, we're going to be backtracking a little bit here. So, the War of 1812, in the House, it was a vote of 79 to 49, and in the Senate it was 19-13, with 98 in favor and 62 against going to war against Great Britain in the War of 1812. In the Mexican-American War, and this was in the 1840s, 1846 I do believe, in the House the vote was 174-14. In the Senate it was 40-2, with let's see here, 214 in favor and 16 against the war against Mexico. The Spanish-American War, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, in 1898. In the House, we have 301-6 as the vote, and in the Senate, we have 42-35. Excuse me, with 353 in favor and 41 against going to war with Spain. And in World War I, this was the vote for the war against Germany, which is how we actually entered the war in the first place. So, I mean, I know we also declared war on the Austro-Hungarian Empire, but I put down the vote of the war against Germany, since that's, you know, that's the country we first declared war to get involved in World War I. The vote was 73-50 in the House. Well, 373-50 in the House, and 82-6 in the Senate, which makes 445 for war and 56 against. I should also mention that the first female was elected into Congress at this time. I don't remember what her name was. Let's see if I could try to look it up here real quick. Janet Rankin of Montana. So yeah, she was the first female, and she voted against war. You'll see her later on when we talk about World War II. So yeah, that's all I got for today's episode. Sorry this one is a little bit longer than 10 minutes, even though I try to keep my Congress videos under 10 minutes. So, sorry about that. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you all tomorrow.